Ooh, that is so bright. Why does it got to be like that? I don't know why it does that. Good goodness gracious. Okay, so ta-da! How is everybody doing? Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. This is Coffee and Tarot. I am weird and we get woo woo. It's kind of in the name, all right? Coffee and tarot means you need to grab a cup, settle in, and let's see if there's a message for us today. All right? All right. I don't know why they're bringing this up. Hey, how are you? But they are, okay, so I have been getting, this is so, it's hilarious when other like readers and stuff like do this. Hey LP. But like, and I've never had them do this. But I am feeling like somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to drink more water. Your what I'll call expansion symptoms, okay? When your body's acclimating to energy shifts and things like that. We are, and I'm water woman, so we are 70% water. All of our functions are dependent on being appropriately hydrated. And so headaches and flu-like symptoms, exhaustion, all of that is going to hinge on whether or not you're properly taking care of your body. And I feel like telling somebody you need during this time frame to be drinking your water, and not just drinking any water, making sure that you have water with minerals in it, and that you are either doing some Celtic salt or taking appropriate magnesium so that your body is actually absorbing it. Okay, if you don't know about those things, you need to go do a little Google research. All right, you can't just drink water. It'll go right through you and actually will deplete you of your minerals. So somebody must be raw dogging it out here with these symptoms and not taking care of themselves, because the fact that the first thing I come on and I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm gonna be like, we're just gonna check, like I'm just gonna be very general, and they're over here saying something like, you need to be drinking some water. Like you are not hydrated enough. You are not functioning optimally. Okay. No clue where this is going to go today. There wasn't a whole lot of preemptive, I kind of have like things to do today. So I was really focused on that. And then I just spent my time really kind of acclimating and like making myself a list and stuff like that. So once I get off of here, I don't forget. Hey, let me get here. Thank you, LP. We're going to start with the angel, fallen angel oracle. I tell you what, and see where it goes from there. Here we go. I'm going to put, this is a book. I'm putting it up. We don't do books, okay? Okay. We have, this is interesting. I feel like these two cards are playing on one another. We have danger of loss and seduction. Like something is, like luring your attention, maybe something is luring. Like if you're concerned with a particular like something happening, if you have a concern about something happening, sometimes we will look for a quick fix. We will look for something to address it expeditiously, right? And so it's almost like we become more susceptible to suggestion and the like anything that feels like or presents itself as being the uh, indication of or like the solution, right? And so it's like, ooh, and so it's like it's really is just it's very seducing. There's something that's very seducing about that. Like there's something that might be presented. Now that's the way it came out. Like those two cards highlighted immediately. Let me go ahead and because the middle two come across as like cards playing off of one another. We have inspiration and respite, almost as okay. So it's almost like somebody like there is a fear of something here happening, or something, I don't know, passing you by, losing out on something, and that's like there's like wanting to act hastily or wanting to like be dramatic about something, like like wearing yourself thin and doing all kinds of like overexhaustion. There's just something about overexhaustion, like I'm gonna fix it, and so you do a whole bunch of stuff that really ends up spinning your wheels. That's what it feels like to me. The inspiration and respite is like there's something like you find the real solution or the real manner of approaching something by pausing, slowing down, taking a time out. Like maybe somebody feels like they can't do the time out. And so there's something that's in that actually allows somebody to come to some kind of solution or resolution. I don't know. Okay, I said no. I'm like, do I want? We're going to do Secret Tarot. And it's odd because I would normally want to pull this over here, but they want to keep it. They want this flanking, like somehow these two things, like where like the fear of loss, and so the seduction of quick routes and reactionary, being reactionary to something versus slowing down. It's like it boxes that in, like this, that boxes in, it like imprisons, limits, frames the way you look at taking a pause to find your inspiration. Like you almost like this clouds it, it impedes it. Okay, we shall see. Oh. Let's see how this goes. Knight of Pentacles. Well, that's nice. Are you shitting me? I feel like that was the old, like, I feel like that's the energy you're coming from, is that you haven't really been able to rest. You haven't really been able to follow, being inspired to do something versus feeling compelled out of fear and danger. Like you haven't really been able to do that. you know, that it gives the essence of a more relaxed life, as in, but it also feels like you're very more like when you act out of inspiration versus fear, there's a lightheartedness. There is a it's less burdensome and more likely to be fueled with inspiration and drive and follow through, right? It doesn't wear you out or burn you out as much when you do that. But now I'm also seeing it in another way where I'm also, it's curious that this comes here, danger of loss. Like this is the energy you come from, and then you receive some level of inspiration that allows you to relax. And with seduction, it's almost like Queen of Wands energy pulling in what it is that you actually need. So let me show you. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Trustworthy, solid, stable, secure, integral opportunity arriving, right? That can lead to the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is emotional, mental, material, abundance, happiness, has staying power. Both of these have staying power. Both of these have staying power. And it's like, it's almost like when you act out of fear, you kind of put a band-aid on the heart attack, as we call it here. It's like you're not really doing anything. You're just kind of like putting a band-aid on something. As opposed, so it doesn't last as long. Like whatever you do out of that, whatever actions you take out of that tends to be a temporary fix to something versus something more permanent, right? And then we have the Sun. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Sun. As in victory, success. Okay. So what's that got to do with, what's the danger of loss? Like maybe the danger, you're actually more in danger of losing out on something if you don't take the time to kind of like press pause, pull yourself away from all the things that pull on you energetically in a million different ways so that you can garner the inspiration, and know exactly how to act. I want to know about this seduction here. I just heard something like they'll need to trick you into doing this. Like spirit will, because we have the Two of Wands, which is the choice between two manners of taking action towards something, which is what we discussed here, right? Then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is the fear that something is not going to come to fruition. That by taking the respite and putting a pause and, only acting with, because this reminds me of human design, a generator and manifesting generator, where it's like you have to be like if like you'll actually make things worse for those human design types by trying to do something or force something without having the inspiration to do it first. Like it's going to be a futile effort. You're going to be spinning your wheels. It's not going to pop off. It's your brain consistently, constantly creating like, well, what about this? 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 And it's like the things that will be successful for you in your life are the things that you feel compelled and drawn to do and feel inspired to do. Like, oh yeah. And so this is almost like trying to, when making the decision on what actions you need to be taking in this moment right now, you consistently see it as the Seven of Pentacles, where something hasn't broken ground. Like you probably have noticed that actions and the way in which you've approached something have constantly left you feeling like you did so much and nothing popped off. But also On the flip side, when you try doing the other way, you sit around and you see nothing pop off. So you feel like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like if I wait around and just relax until the next thing where I feel like, oh, that, it's almost like spirit going, okay, now this, and then or your higher self saying, okay, now this, and you're just waiting for that. And it's like something around you. It feels very uneasy to do that. It feels very like shits. Seven of Pentacles. The fear of failure. Like it's not, nothing's happening. Why am I sitting still? Why am I not doing anything? Nothing's happening. And they're like, but it will, right? Because it has to do it in its own time. So you start doing whatever. Like you just like, okay, I gotta fix this. And you try to come up with all kinds of different ways to fix it. You gotta like, you do this and you do this. And you're like, okay, I'll try my hand at this. And I'll try. And that doesn't fucking work. Like the level of guardedness you have, you feel like you were in like, this is, how do I put it? Because this is the Nine of Wands. This is defense mode. When you take respite, you feel like things don't take off. So you get very defensive. You're on the defense right now, trying to make something because a fear of, like, there's a danger of loss here. And you're like, I've got to figure out a way. I've got to do something. And sitting around and doing nothing seems counterproductive. Like, I just feel like either way, you feel like you're seeing the same results. And they want to come in and say, actually, I'm being pulled to human design. You need to act on inspiration and inspiration alone. Only when you feel compelled to do something. If you're confused and you're like, ah, because it wouldn't feel burdensome. If you feel compelled or something to that effect, it wouldn't feel burdensome when it felt light and airy. So but when you are on the defense, when you are trying to protect yourself and you feel like there's like the not doing just creates more failure. Because remember, Seven of Pentacles, it takes time for something to break ground. And so you don't see any evidence. And you're like, so it's always like the Lord of failure, the idea of that. And some things don't, some things won't, you know what I mean? Right? You plant your garden, some shit pops, some does not. And you're like, you're waiting and you're waiting and waiting. And you're like, it should only take 4 weeks for this to pop off. And it hasn't popped off yet. Like it hasn't grown out of the ground. I don't think this is going to happen. Oh God, I don't know what to do. You're exceptionally defensive. Defensive as in you're guarded. You feel on alert. And like you've got to protect yourself. You really got to protect yourself. What is the seduction piece? I just think the seduction is coming back to the danger of loss. It feels all too, there's a seductive nature to trying to take back control and trying to do something. The fear, operating out of fear and making your decisions and actions based upon that is very seductive. Because of this level of, I need to protect myself. Me, myself, and I've got to do this. It's like that dopamine you get from the fear that's induced, that riles you up. It's almost like somebody waits until something is at a danger for loss before they act too. That could be the thing. Instead of acting on inspiration during your downtime. But the dopamine hits and everything that you get from the fear, the anxiety, but you burn yourself out too. You burn yourself out way quicker. But there's something very addictive about it. I feel like seduction is alluring, addictive, that kind of thing. Okay, give me. You cerebral the shit out of your manifestations. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay? You Virgo the shit out of something. Like I said, you raw dog it. You just a million, like you almost impede something at times. But we have the Knight of Pentacles showing up as this opportunity, this something that's on offer here. It's weird. I don't get much energy from this. And I'm not hearing anything either. I'm going to pull some cards on it. Almost like when you go into respite. Okay, thank you. Like, why were you so quiet? When you go into like this respite mode where you wait for the inspiration, I feel like somebody, again, you stranglehold the manifestation off a little bit. Queen of Swords is quick to cut through something. Well, this is useless. You know what I mean? And so it's like too quick to cut something off. And so you don't really make use of and indulge in those moments to find the inspiration. It's almost like cerebrally you take over and it suffocates it. What is this? I'm gonna put that over there. There's something about like the lack of belief that something can be easy. But with Ace of Pentacles, which is like a financial new start, a new start materially, but one that brings an exceptional amount of joy. And it's like, are you so used to the idea and notion that it has to be grueling in order for it to be prosperous? Like the process in and of itself to getting something? Because when I say you keep suffocating something and cutting something off, we get the Three of Swords. Like, I'm going to put this deck up. Like, I don't understand where you're going with this. Let's focus on the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Sun, please. Thank you. Knight, Sun, Tarot. Get it? The Knight, Sun. Like, when we say night, I'm not talking about nighttime. I'm talking about like a knight in shining armor. Knight, Sun, Tarot. That's the name of this deck. Ha, 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 ha. There is something that you need to be willing to say yes to, because if the overall energy is the Ten of Pentacles, the thing that you're trying to achieve, your Ten of Pentacles, there is something very trustworthy and secure coming your way, the Knight of Pentacles. You have to say yes, because the Sun card is the yes card. Don't sleep on this. Yeah, Okay, we have the Four of Cups. This is the proverbial cup coming from the sky. This is the thing that's going to replenish you, that's almost like spirit-led. Don't sleep on it. Don't be so apathetic that you're like, nothing's going to work. Because remember, we're in that Seven of Pentacles where it's like you've Seven of Pentacles, Two of Wands, where you've tried both. I've tried both, Spirit. I've tried to get inspiration from, and I've tried to blah, 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 but it's not worked, right? Like either way, you feel like it's unsuccessful. Something's not working out. So they don't want you to be apathetic. They want you to pick up that cup. Okay. And it might build upon something you've already have currently going on in your life. Okay. Because the Three of, like, she's got all cups picked up. She's got all of them. She didn't leave the 3 cups on the ground and then just grab the one from the sky. It's like all of them. And it's like, so don't sleep on your wish, because it's the 9 of Cups right here. The 4 of Cups, the 9 of Cups. Don't sleep on your wish, your dream, your desire, your personal contentment. There's a need to change how you see something, because we have the 7 of Pentacles coming back out again, right? It appears as though something isn't working out. It is the perception of failure when it's really just the growth of something. That because something hasn't presented itself quite right or quite just yet, or is about to pop through the ground, like you felt this way building up to this. Like you felt like, oh, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. 7 of Swords is flipping the script, right? Like don't feed yourself with delusion and self-deception and self-sabotage. 7 of Swords. You need to have a positive mental approach to something. Okay. This idea and notion that it will work. So whatever this is coming in is piggybacking you going, I've tried everything. I've tried to do the whole like only act on inspiration. I've tried to mentally find a solution. Nothing seems to work out. Not that it seems like you give really anything enough time, because with the 7 of Pentacles, the idea is it will pop to its when it's supposed to. And so you may have held something, like you strangled it and snuffed the life out of it. Thinking it was a failure when it was really about to pop through or something like that. But also so there's that energy of you need to approach this differently and get don't sabotage yourself, because something is going to actually pop through. So given that the 7 of Pentacles talks about it just takes time, and the weariness that comes with when, because you are caught somewhere between just letting things happen and making things happen. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, and it's like this time thing seems to be the biggest piece, your biggest nemesis right now. Because you are operating from a fear of the danger of loss. And that's what, again, it snuffs out all inspiration. You need to take a respite, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, when this Knight of Pentacles comes in, do not be apathetic on it. Do not be like, oh, I don't know. You need to fucking take it. Okay. Do not self-sabotage. Take the positive mental approach with this, that it will pop off, because this is the thing to break ground. All right. So you have been really trying to get a joyful new start, a fulfilling new start within your world, finances and all, and it just seems to have been futile. So tell me, let's find out about the Knight of Pentacles and what this is. Sorry, that's my apple cider. This is Hermetic Tarot. Let's talk about that. Let's focus on the Knight of Pentacles here. Ooh, 10 of Cups, 10. Oh! 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Heifer. Seriously? Like, I've never had both of those come out at the same time on a split. we probably should have somebody come on and that is well versed in human design and talk about it on here so that people can kind of like open up to a new way of seeing themselves. Like a lot of people, instead of looking at astrology, they look at human design. All right, let's do this. Knight of Pentacles, please. Knight of Pentacles, please. It's giving me as above, so below, as within, so without type of energy. Bringing things back into balance, working in tandem with spirit, which is the call within, which is, like I said, with human design, for like the generators and manifesting generators, you really have to have the inspiration, and inspiration can intuition, your higher self, spirit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay. And so, because we got Temperance here, which says daughter of the reconcilers, it's reconciling something. It is the working in unison of both and knowing when which is appropriate. It is the whole fucking idea of the feminine informs the masculine aspect, and that when the masculine, out of protection, it is like antsy because the feminine hasn't given it any information on where to act and everything else like that, because the feminine receives and creates and then forms the masculine aspect of the self. And when you see a masculine go on half cock off, like just whatever, like without any guidance, focus, oh my God, the mess that it can make. Okay? Yes, that's what it reminds me of. Then over here we have Fortitude, which is the Strength card. It is the strength to, when that aspect of yourself wants to go, like roar its ugly head, you know what I'm saying? And it's the lack of, when the panic and the fear come up, because the masculine wants to act and wants to protect the self when the fear of danger or when the perception of danger presents. Self-preservation, right? It's going to want to do something immediately. And a lot of times it's kind of like, there's all kinds of movies out there. We've got Braveheart and everything else like that, where they're like, timing is everything. And so like you could see the danger coming. And it's like, hold. And it's like the fear of, welling up, but it's waiting and then, you know what I'm saying? And so there's this idea of holding back. God dang it. I keep forgetting to plug things up. Hold on. I know y'all love me. Me and my ADHD self, okay? There's a need to hold back from taking reactionary actions. You know what I mean? Because it seems to me something, Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is this whole thing is the same thing. The Four of Pentacles says not being too frivolous, but not being too cautious. It is that perfect balance. All three of these fucking cards are talking about the same thing, especially when it comes to money, your material world. It is, I got to do something. And it's like, wait for the inspiration, wait for the direction, wait for the, you know what I mean? And in the meantime, instead of spinning your wheels and so that you're so burnt out that when you finally do receive the download, that you're like, I can't, your energies are all caught up. You can't seem to follow through. You don't have the energy for it. You need to use this time for respite until the inspiration comes through. Four of Pentacles is maintaining that stability, that happy middle ground. Okay. I get it. And I think what they're saying is you're waiting for the Knight of Pentacles. Like something is coming in. And part of you is like wants to scream fire, like something drastic is happening. And the fear of the danger of loss is very real. But you may, in your attempt to put a Band-Aid on something, a temporary fix, you may actually end up ensuring the loss. Okay, but we want to know what that Knight of Pentacles is. Let's explore that, please, instead of we get it. They need to, we get it. Sometimes they get on my nerve. I literally, after this existence, this lifetime, have one nerve left, and they like to just step on that bitch like it's not even funny. Please tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. How about the Knight of Pentacles? To describe the Knight of Pentacles. You're so funny. Yay. You got to be fucking kidding me. Queen of Pentacles. Y'all gonna give me a headache for real. Let me look at the words. Hold on. Fertile land. Earth. Give me a hot second. Sorry, guys. When I'm contemplating. This is curious. Jesus Christ, guys. Okay. So it's difficult for me because they literally said there's no point of reference. Knight of Pentacles. There's a Knight of Pentacles. And everything to describe the Knight of Pentacles that comes out is a court card. Everything. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Emperor, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. It's like an opportunity to join forces, to join a group, because it's not the same. I'm trying to put it together. I'm like, those aren't the same people. And it's not energy. These are different people. This is an invitation to come together, either to collaborate, to work together, or to like join existing forces, like join a group. Fucking Page of Swords. Court card, court card, court card, court card, court card, court card. That actually does feel like communication. Invitation, they just said. Invitation. All right. Now you just complicated the shit out of stuff. So let's just figure this one out. So this is something you don't have a point of reference for. This is something that is hard to fathom because it's not, Lord have mercy. Tell me about it. You may be bringing some people with you, because the fact that we have the Knight of Pentacles and all of these people, and there's like an invitation, you may be bringing people with you, because we also have the Four of Cups. Remember I said the Four of Cups right here is she's taking the existing 3 cups she's got, and the 3 of Cups is all about your network, the people you're connected with. So there may be an invitation for you and people that you know, or people like there may be an opportunity for you and your existing crew or people that you already know to do something, because with the Four of Cups coming out again, remember, like the idea of, like, again, a cup on offer, right? Like something coming out from the sky, and she picks everything up. She takes the cup and what she's got. You may be invited by people you already know, because we have the Four of Cups with the Ace of Cups. And I'm trying to fit, is the Ace of Cups the cup that comes through for the Four of Cups to help break through the apathy? If I'm going to suggest, if you have any, see, the idea of respite could be getting away from things. And if you're getting an invitation to get away from stuff and you feel like, no, I've got to, like, there's so much here that I need to do. And I've got to, like you may feel like there's too much in your life to go off and do something. Because it's an invitation, an invite somewhere. And somehow, I'm telling you, it seems counterproductive, but the getting away, the taking the time off, like you feel like it's a futile, like that's going to ensure almost failure. And you're on the defense right now. Like you've got to figure something out. I've got to da-da-da. And they're like, you need to do this. Maybe going somewhere, actually, and you're like, the reasoning you would give is because I've got too much on my plate. I need to be focused on something else. You know what I mean? Like the idea of like feeling like I need to work instead of go and do that. Because here's the Four of Cups. Again, almost willing to not take something up. And they're like, don't do that. Remember? They're like, accept this, because accept that cup. Do it because there's a wish there. There's a fucking wish there. And I think they're bringing me to like the whole idea of like the whole backstory of not taking a break and always feeling like you got to do because you feel like when you take a break, it's never worked out for you anyways. And so like it only contributes to the problems, but yet when you're spinning your wheels, that doesn't solve your problems either. Like there's no solutions either way. And you feel like, you know what I mean? And so this shows up and I said, you've got to say yes, son, with the Knight of Pentacles, because in it is the Ten of Pentacles. So you have a habit of saying no. Either maybe because you feel like you're so down and out because things are rough in your life right now, and so you keep saying no to things, or you just have the propensity to say no to something because you're like, I can't, because of what's going on. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough money to go and do something. Maybe you feel like, you know, I need to stick this out. Like I can't take the night off, or I can't do da da da. You need to, because you're meant to go out with a group of people. You're meant to accept this invitation. Oh, Jesus. So I was looking at the Four of Pentacles. I remember when I said it's like not being too stingy, but not too frivolous. So you need to have that happy medium of, it's like, there's no, like, if you're too stingy, stringent, and you hold back from engaging in anything because you're worried about losing out on something, right? Danger of loss. You actually hold yourself back from opportunity. And they started singing that dang song. There's a country song here in the United States. Is that know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. Like you need to know, and this is the time to do it. I'm curious about the Ace of Cups. There's something in it. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles and the Alien. I'm going to read it. You know I'm going to fucking read it. But the Alien in this deck is equivalent to the Hermit. Okay? And I always read it because it's a magnet. I love the way that they describe it. I should memorize it. But it's really about coming back home to the self. But I'm gonna read it for you because I know there's something in it for you. I always do. Just bear with me. Okay. The Alien. 1x. Here's the Alien. Are we ready? Okay. In a world where distance or remoteness enables and creates space for imaginary lives, snapshots of the good life, all glowing smiles, it can be easy to feel estranged, different, and not part of the gang. We simply don't belong. This alien, though, is here to lead you back home to yourself. The alien, the outsider, the rebel, the stranger, the one you have feared yet also secretly desired, is here to remind you that you are perfect as you are. Representing your own hidden or lost wonder and miraculous powers, the parts of you that have become alien to you in your hermit mode. All too often, parts of ourselves must remain hidden, suppressed, and denied in the world that we live. Parts of the whole remain hidden and unknown to you right now. The alien signals your urge for freedom. No masks, no great cover-up. He catalyzes self-discovery and ignites the drive to question, challenge, and dissolve the walls that box us in. Remember when I was like, the fear of loss and then the seduction, like there's something that, remember I said it created like a parameter, a limitation, like a box around these other two cards. Okie dokie. He lifts you way above what you thought was possible, way beyond what you thought was you, lifting you out of your personality and its defenses and placing you back into yourself, whole and complete. It literally says down here, it's like, know your worth. You're perfect the way that you are. Be free. Seek answers within you. Go deeper and understand more of the universe. Take the time to do something you've never done before. Like, there's something in this. What I want to say is, there's this Ace of Cups pulls you out of the apathy, out of the isolation, out of the detachment that you've been in, the detachment from the self. You're meant to get out so you can get back to who you really are. Why? Okay, but it feels to me as if there's something in it more than like whatever you encounter there, the Ace of Cups is what allows you to do this, not you need to allow yourself to have some adventure. You need to reignite some passion. I want to say that there's a very passionate new maybe opportunity. I don't want to use that word. New start. Okay. If you allow yourself. We got the Four of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Like knowing when to do something, when not to do something. Like this is not being stingy. Okay? This is to keep the balance, you have to have that flow in your life. And it's allowing some level of passion back in. It can lead to a new endeavor. I'm like, can we get more specific? I don't feel that for whoever this is for, this is sufficient enough to convince them. I got to be honest with you. It's like almost like you better tell me, like, this isn't the carrot you think it is, Spirit. Ooh, you'll get back to yourself. And it's like, too many times I've done both. I've spun my wheels and I've also taken the time and none of it brought me back to myself. You better give me something more than that, because at this point, it's not the carrot you think it is. That carrot is a turd that you're dangling in front of my face and it doesn't smell good. It's not gonna have me acting on anything. So come on, Spirit. What time is it? Well, for some of you, there's a lovely new, I think the Ace of Cups is exactly what we would think Ace of Cups would be. A potential, because we have the Knight of Cups coming out. This is like a potential new dating, love, romance, flirting. We have the Star. Like someone will will have some interest in you when you get out. You'll find that someone you pique somebody's interest. It's almost as if like Spirit's like, I'm trying to guide you to meet somebody. I'm trying to guide you there. I'm trying to get the opportunities, but you keep saying no to them. Because we have the Knight of Cups and the Star. I'm trying to bring in what you want. Three of Wands. You know, whatever Like I'm over here going, if you would just eliminate the thing that stops them from going out, like they feel like they have to hold back because something isn't working out in their life, or maybe just getting out, period, you feel like hasn't worked out. Well, they're asking you to give another shot. You're going to be invited out with a whole fucking group. And in fact, I would read this like if it was for me. We got 3 queens and an emperor. It's almost as if you go out with your girlfriends and you meet somebody. King of Swords. Ding, 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 ding. You meet somebody. The Sun card. I don't know if that helped. I mean, like, I'm also feeling like I feel the cynicalness of somebody like, how's that gonna help me? Like, and I'm like, sorry, Spirit, I know I pressed for an answer, but okay. Maybe it's not about romance. Maybe it's just a soul connection. But like, I feel like somebody just wants to beat, like Spirit wants to beat somebody over the head with this. Like, because this has come out before. It's come out before. Like you need to get out and do stuff in order to get the inspiration. You trying to fix shit the way that it is, like just cerebrally, isn't going to work. That's why you keep feeling like it's a failure. You're like, why is nothing I'm doing working? Because you're approaching it wrong. You need to put yourself out there, get out, network, and that kind of stuff in order to find the inspiration that's seeking you. That you need to find the inspiration that's seeking you. So, I mean, I don't know. But I do get a hesitancy. I do get that, so it makes sense. You're like, ugh, I got a lot. Seriously? I get it. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Mishka, for putting all of that in there. So that's actually beneficial for anybody who doesn't understand what the human design is. I am by no means an expert on it. I just know some stuff. And it's one of those things where it's like I get told certain things because of like, if you're this, I mean, I'm a manifesting generator. I know that. And so it's one of those things where it's kind of like my inspiration is my invitation into something. But I won't go any further into it because it's like, oh, it's a lot of work. I don't want to read, I don't learn all of that. But like when I get the bits and pieces where people are like, oh, do you have this in your chart? And like they tell you certain things about it, it's like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that sounds like me. But I'm also like, I've yet to initiate expanding my knowledge on that. So anywho, okie dokie. So if you were invited out by multiple people, because there was 3 queens and an emperor, and there's a King of Swords somebody's going to meet, like you very well may be, like you need to say yes because there's something in it for you. So, alrighty. I hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful day. I hope that this message finds who it is meant for, and I will see you all later this week.